Wow. What is that? Appropriately, right next to the path that anyone on a pilgrimage would have to pass by. These guardians. Ominous, huh? Well, you start to get a sense of how isolated this really is. I mean, that's really the point, isn't it? That they really wanted to get away from it all. Ugh.
So this is part of the church. This is a sacred place where we take off our shoes.
Oh, okay. So from this moment on, we're in the church.
Yes, exactly.
I see. Ah, top of the world here. Nice. Heaven. Heaven.
The church believes that over 1,000 years ago, a holy man fleeing persecution in the eastern Roman capital of Constantinople followed this same path and found safety here.
This is Abune
Yamata.
Yamata.
Abuna Yamata is a name of the monk from one of the 9 saints who established this church at the monastery in the 6th century AD.
Okay, so 500 AD, this was done. And so they came this high up for the isolation, I suppose.
For isolation, to lead a spiritual life only,
okay,
to get rid of the secular life.
And the protection, obviously, from being so far up above everything.
Exactly.
All right, can we go in?
Yeah.
Look at this sheer rock face right here. You fall off that, you are gone. The length they went to put a monastery up here on the top of a mountain. Amazing. I had no idea this is going to be as spectacular as it is. I mean, it's really extravagantly painted. What am I looking at here?
This is representing the monk on the back of the horse, which represent the founder of the monastery, Abuna Yamata, one of the 9 saints. Here you have the 9 saints.
All right.
Abuna Yamata was one of the 9 saints who fled persecution in Constantinople and found sanctuary here in northern Ethiopia. They followed a religious doctrine known as Monophysitism, which held that Jesus Christ was entirely divine, as opposed to being divine and human, as many Western Christians believed. It was a doctrine that challenged the Christian leadership, branded them as heretics, and could have cost them their lives.
Every inch of this place has a figure on it.
Yeah.
They are telling the stories and oh, I see the Virgin Mary here, definitely. Look at this incredible artwork. I mean, when the 9 saints came to Ethiopia, they brought with them an entirely new style of painting, which became a biblical teaching tool. Now, do people actually come and use this place presently now?
What makes very interesting is also children are baptized in here. So the women has to come up all, with these climbs.
With their babies?
With the babies on their back.
Wow.
So you see, this church is quite active every time.
All right, very important to the local community.
Very important, very important.
I see behind you there is the priest here, so he is in charge and the guardian of the space, yes?
Yeah, he's the head of the priestess, and he's also in charge of the church.
And so he's given us permission to come up here today.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
This priest scales the cliff several times a week, half a mile high, to tend to his local parishioners and distant visitors, spreading the church's unique vision of the Gospels.
So all these Bibles and prayer books here, he's going to show us. The priest has opened one up. Can we see inside one? These are very, very old. And hand script here and hand painted, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
On what? What is this material?
It's skin.
Sheepskin.
Sheepskin.
Uh-huh. Can I page? Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, and this language is which?
Ge'ez.
Ge'ez. This is the oldest language in Ethiopia. It's like the equivalent of Latin.
Exactly.
For them. How close is the Ethiopian Orthodox Church to that which an American would know?
Well, in Ethiopia, the Orthodox Church, we have some more books like this, which are, partly from the Bible, partly outside the Bible.
Yep.
For example, Miracle of Saint Mary is only in Ethiopia. You don't find somewhere else in the world.
Right. Different customs, of course, a different language.
Yeah.
All kinds of things that a Western Christian might find strange.
Yeah.
Really erupted from a totally unique culture, a different religion. Thank you so much. Yahanigeli. When Abuna Yamata came here with the other 8 saints, they brought a totally unique brand of Christianity to Ethiopia, one very different from what we're used to in the West. I mean, it involved different rituals, different lost books. It really was a whole unique view of Christianity. And it was mysterious because it was isolated, cut off from the rest of the world. And that mystery really continues today.
Today, Christianity has spread to every corner of the world. But here, in the isolated highlands of Ethiopia, you can see how Jesus' early disciples may have worshipped. A priceless glimpse into the past, safely stored away in the underground.